Hello and welcome to my world. This is my story. So, today, by the way, before I go into the story for today, please like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much. God bless you. Okay, so there was this lady who had been disenfranchised in her marriage and had left her husband because there was a lot of abuse. There was physical, mental, emotional, financial, all sorts of abuse, right? And unfortunately, in that relationship, she did not have support of her in-laws. All of them were against her for whatever reason, I don't know. However, after she left that relationship, because she suffered greatly, she had to leave. In fact, the man threw her out. So it wasn't as if she even chose to leave. She had to leave. So after she left the relationship, she now got a better job. She got a better job and things were happening so fast for her. Things were looking up, and then she had a job that took her outside the country. When she, on her way to that country, it's outside of Nigeria, on her way to that country, she did not know who the escort will be when she gets there, who the protocol will be when she gets to the country. So to her amazement, she gets to this country. Guess who? Guess who was her protocol? Her brother-in-law, her husband's brother, one of the people that has stood staunchly against her and had oppressed her in every way possible, was the protocol that was picking her up at the airport, became the chauffeur, doing logistics, opening the car door, doing esquisma, I said, what? You see, God is incredible. I'm telling you, the people that scripture that says he lays a table before me in the presence of my enemies, that's it right there. That's that scripture in operation. Because you do not know who becomes what tomorrow. I'll tell you another story. We had a houseboy, some years back, many years ago. And he came as a house help. When he had some issues, he had to leave, like from home. So he left. Some years after that, we were working on a project. So we now went to some houses wanting to market them, right? So when we got to one of the houses, who did we see? This, our former houseboy, had become the manager, like the project manager of that space. And he saw us. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, the one managing this project. Said, yes, sir. That day, I realized that you just never know who will become what. You just never know the future. And this same thing has happened to me many times. People that I had given jobs to, in later years, I find them in very influential positions, now giving me jobs. You just never know who becomes what in the future. So we should be mindful, very mindful, how we treat people in whatever situation or position that they are in. I'll tell you another story. There was a young man that used to drive me. He said he was a driver, right? Well, you know how these things can be. One day, I was going for evangelism, and I had to go to my church, which is on the mainland in Ilokweju. On our way there on Third Mainland Bridge, Ashe, this boy did not lock the windscreen of the motor car. I said windscreen, the bonnet. He had gone to check the water level, check the guys in the radiator, check the oil level and all that. And so he forgot to key the bonnet back properly. So on Third Mainland Bridge, with the wind and everything, he goes on the windscreen, the bonnet. As I was perplexed, what do I say to this guy? I said, you know what? Just let us go and park. I couldn't go to church again. I couldn't go for what I was going for. He did several things, but I realized that the need to earn money, right, surpassed his expertise, When I realized that I did not want to stand as an obstacle, so I didn't want to sack him. So I said, you know what? Just be assisting me in whatever I am doing. Just be assisting. Don't go. I didn't sack him, but I got another driver. Got someone else to drive me. And he was just assisting me. I just had to keep him on because he needed to earn money. And then, of course, he went back to school, to university, and he needed money. And so, whatever help we could give, we were giving and everything. So, recently, I was now opening my WhatsApp statuses, because usually I don't do the WhatsApp thing, the status. But recently, a lot of people are on WhatsApp status. Interesting. So I now saw him. Hey, was a big man. Oh, big man. I didn't know which country he was in, but obviously he wasn't in Nigeria. I said, So I sent him a message. How are you? I'm fine, ma. This and that. Say, I hope you are not doing yahoo. No, ma, I'm not doing yahoo. Okay, what are you doing? He told me the job he's doing is not in Nigeria. He's in one of those Western countries, and he's doing well and all of that. I said, see this world, eh? And I remember that a few years ago, I was still sending him job vacancies, that yeah, go and apply here, go apply here, go apply. I'm sure at some point you say, this woman's swallow is too much. But what am I saying? The way we treat people really, really matters. It's extremely important because we don't know who or what they will become in the future. So let us be mindful. Even if they're our workers, they're our domestic staff, whatever it is that they are doing for us, whatever position they occupy in our lives, whatever service they are given, we should be very mindful how we treat other people because we don't know the future, especially children. Be mindful how you treat children because you don't know what they will become. You see, when my son tells me about things that he experienced with people when he was a child and the impression those people gave him of themselves, I marvel. Because children don't forget. So we should be mindful how we treat not only our children, but other children that we meet. Because their lives are still ahead of them. You just never know what they will become. They might be found in a position in years to come that they will be beneficial to you on the long run. Even if they're not beneficial to you, but they become influential people in the society. And if you have damaged them or done something terrible to them, they will never forget. And of all shame, it will be yours when you look back and see, see the way I treated this person, see what this person has turned out to be. So I leave you with this word and this major life lesson today. Be mindful how you treat people. God bless you and have a beautiful week ahead.